Welcome to this week's episode of the Author Collaborative. As always, I'll be talking to an author whose book I have recently read and enjoyed. And my guest for today is author Nikhil Sampath, and I have read his debut fantasy thriller, Shadowbound. And we are going to talk about the book and understand from Nikhil how he went about writing the book, what was his inspiration like, how did he weave the characters, the story, the plot, the setting, and a lot more things around the book. So, to stay connected, it's going to be a very interesting conversation. Let me quickly invite Nikhil here so we can start the episode. Just wait for a few more seconds and we can have the guest here. Just waiting for him to be here so we can start. If you're a fan of the fantasy thriller genre, this is a really interesting book and I enjoyed reading it. We are going to talk about it in detail with Nikhil. He should be here soon. Yes, Nikhil is here. Received it. Okay. Yes, you couldn't accept. Okay, I've sent you a fresh invitation now. The invitation should have gone through. Let me know in the comments, Nikhil, if you received it. If not, I will send you a fresh one again. Hi, Nilshri. Thank you for joining. Okay, the invitation hasn't gone through. Nikhil, yeah, I've sent it again. I've sent the invitation again. Okay.
Okay, give me a sec.
Front camera.
I have to do a lot of juggling.
Hey, Nilshri is saying she can't see me. Interesting.
I can see you, but okay.
Nilshri, can you let me know if you can see me now? Or someone else has also joined.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. Those of you who have joined us, can you confirm if you can see both of us? Let us know in the comments. Okay, yeah, Nilshri confirmed. Now I can
Perfect.
see. Perfect. Okay, let's start the episode and welcome. Very excited to have you here, Nikhil. Yeah, before we start, just briefly introduce yourself to the audience, please.
Hey guys, I'm Nikhil. I'm the author of Shadowbound. I've been writing for some time from my childhood, but this is the first manuscript that I have published, even though this is not the first one that I have written. I I work in the day as a technology consultant, and then I'm a dog dad. I am the dad of a 10-month-old son, and I'm trying my hand at podcasting as well. I'm trying to do as much as I can. I would say. I mean, I have so many inspirations with like people like you, Nilshree, who are juggling a lot of things. I'm trying to put my hat in the mix now.
Wow. Looking forward to the podcast. I am sure it's going to be as banging as your book. So looking forward to it. And
Thank
now
you.
coming to the book, since you have already mentioned the name of the book, I'm going to quickly show the cover to everyone. This is the book. If you have the paperback, Nikhil, can you please show it to everyone?
I think I'll have to go and get. I don't have it handy, but that's okay. I can show. Just give me a moment.
The book I am
It's
going.
not a long wait. I have it.
I have read the Kindle version of the book, and it's a fantasy thriller, fantasy adventure, superhero fantasy rather. Oh wow, it looks even lovelier in the paperback. Great, thank you for showing that to us. And yes, so I had a lot of fun reading it. Firstly, because I think I already told you because I have this desire to see more superheroes in the Indian setting, and I was very excited about that. Firstly, and
Okay.
and I've also told you why I liked it even more because I also love the movie Minnal Murli, and it also has a superhero and in the
Yes.
Indian setting and also based in South India, though a different region. But yeah, I could see a lot of similarities, though
Hmm.
lot of differences also. It's not like same. The plot and the setting and everything is completely different, but I could see similarities also. So I was very excited by that. The minute, I realized that there are two entities here, not just one. I was like, oh, Minan Movie.
That
Yeah.
is
So
actually a classic trope, you know. Even Marvel does that. You know, the
yeah,
villain has the same power as the hero, but he's an
how
evil
they
guy,
use
and
it, how they use it is what sets them.
yeah,
So that was a lot of fun to read. And you have chosen a setting around Indian folklore, Indian spirituality. That is also something that I really liked because we don't have a lot of books doing that. We have superheroes who are global. We have superheroes who are inspired by other bits of mythology that we are not probably as much familiar with.
mm,
And I feel that, as Indian readers, we should be inspired from something that is more bounded to us.
true,
Indian setting, Indian
true,
folklore,
true.
Indian culture, Indian spirituality, Indian deities. So that's another thing that I appreciated and enjoyed a lot because we go back to the history of it all, how it all started, and you have really put in a lot of depth into that, a lot of layers, like
Thank you.
how the powers originated, how it came to the person it we read about. That's also a lot of interesting things. And of course, the part about the lanky person staying, like, he was staying in the shadows metaphorically before, and now he's literally come into shadows.
Yeah,
So that was also nice, and a lot of
thank you.
symbolism also all around. That's another thing that I liked. And there's one bit that I want to read out from the book now so that the people understand what the characters and what we are, getting into the book. This is a scene where two of the main characters rather, Kadir and Surekha, they have just befriended each other. They are trying to know each other better. And Surekha is asking Kadir about his family. And this is how the conversation is going. Surekha sighed dramatically. Geez, Kadir, lighten up. Think of it as team building. Look, just tell me if you actually see me as a friend. If you are just temporary partners, fine. You can keep your vow of silence. I'll just talk to myself. I'm pretty good at it. Her words, though light, felt genuine. For the first time, Kadir felt a crack in the wall he had built around himself. It was terrifying, but also a little comforting. He was quiet for a full minute. Just as Surekha seemed to give up, he spoke, his voice calm and hesitant. I lived in Coimbatore, he began, staring at his worn-out chappals, with my amma. She worked odd jobs so I could study and have a better life. I'm here on a full scholarship. That's why I don't really hang out with people. I need to study and make her proud. Everything else feels like a distraction. He swallowed hard. But now I feel like I've changed, like something's pulling me along, and I don't even know what it is. He took a shaky breath. My amma said my appa, he was a hero in the army. He lost him on his first day at his post on the border. It wasn't heroic, not like in the movies. I was only 3 months old. He was a gold medalist in shooting, a brilliant marksman. But the very first bullet the enemy fired, it caught him in the chest. He died. Kadir's voice cracked, hating that he wasn't the hero the nation wanted. Tears welled in his eyes. He hadn't meant to say so much, to expose this raw, aching part of himself. His major told my amma that he cried in his last moments, that his dream of being a hero was shattered because he hadn't even fired a single shot. Surekha was quiet for a moment, her usual energy softened by his pain. When she spoke, her voice was gentle. Kadir, she said softly, squeezing his arm. For what it's worth, your dad is a hero, a true hero. Somewhere out there, someone's alive because your father was standing where they should have been. That's a hero act. Maybe someday you will be a hero like him too. Not in a uniform with a gun, but in your own way. And until then, her grip tightened. You've got my support. You are not alone. She hugged him. To his own surprise, Kadir hugged her back hard, the tears finally falling onto her shoulder. It felt good to be understood, even for a moment. Okay, I'm going to stop there. We don't want to give away too much. And there were a lot of arts coming in while I was reading. So I am assuming people liked what I read.
Thank you, Manali. No, you read it really well as well. You brought in
Thank
the emotions actually, so I enjoyed it.
uh Acha, yeah, Anil, she's saying the built up, she liked it. She's loving
Uh,
the language of the book. ये मैंने भी पढ़ा था and I loved. I just asked about the part that I was reading out. बहुत straightforward है Surekha and talkative too. Yes, and yeah, she's just one of. I would say she's probably my favorite character. I will come to the inspiration behind her because I felt a lot of her characteristics to another very popular character, fictional character.
okay.
Okay, so based on my reading of the book, Nikhil, I had a few questions for you. Would you be kind enough to answer those?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so my first question to you is there is a discovery that these characters are behind. They are trying to hunt down ancient scrolls where certain things are noted down and they are related to the powers that the lead characters supposedly come into. So I want to ask a question related to the scrolls. The discovery of the scrolls and the legend around them forms a key part of the story. How did you approach researching or creating this mythological framework? And what challenges did you face while weaving mystery, folklore, and thriller elements into one narrative without overwhelming the readers?
Yeah, the first initial thought behind all of this was to create a structural framework which is easy to read, or which is actually something that people would find predictable but still interesting, because superheroes are supposed to be, the stories are supposed to be predictable. Like, the evil has to be defeated in the end. That's the catch. So when you do that in a thriller, I mean, everyone knows where the thriller is heading to, but the point is, how are you going to hold the attention if someone knows how the thriller is going to end up doing things? So that's where the challenge started, and that's where I decided to incorporate things which they might not have heard of or seen earlier in any other fiction, majorly
Okay.
part of fiction. So that's how I decided on the mythological aspect of things as well. And that is something that the West never does. So
Hmm.
anyone who actually reads Western superheroes can never come back to the Indian mythology, because they never touch those things. So somewhere between this, holding the reader's attention and creating something new, this mythological and the folktale aspect set in. Folk
Hmm.
tales are bound to come in because, I mean, once the setting is a village, folk tales are naturally going to come in. Like, I mean, that's how, the way villages work. They just pass on all these folk tales by word of mouth, and not, they don't record it anywhere as such. So that is the thing. And that I mean, not explicitly, but that is something that I showed as well, in a way that, the character Vimala, she knows what is going on, and the priest also knows, but it's not widely acknowledged within the village because nothing was set in writing as
Hmm.
such over there. So that is something that I grounded in reality. Basically, I would say any larger than life story that we take, as much as we ground in reality, it sets things apart actually. So that was the thought behind blending all these elements. Because I mean, like I said at the start, I decided I'm gonna do something that the West doesn't do. The
Hmm.
West always takes a superhero, puts him in a huge city. Now I'm gonna put you in a village. That's what I told my hero. And then they actually use up science experiments or something to give
Hmm.
powers. Or, I mean, in case of Thor, probably a literal god. But yeah, so I decided some unknown goddess is going to give him power over there.
Hmm.
And then, if you reverse, I mean, basically it's all reverse engineering. I just took what the West did and then decided to do it differently. That's it.
We started from the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, and tell us about the scrolls. What kind of research went into the symbolism and the thematic background with the scrolls?
So the thing is, I when I first plotted the story, at least, I did not have proper language in mind or the ancient language in mind. The plot was supposed to be such that there is an ancient language, there are five scrolls in ancient languages, those are going to be used. That was the general plot of it, like when it started. And then I was researching about now that AI is there, researching is fairly simple, I believe, for everyone.
Yes.
So I decided to not zero in on Tamil languages as such. I was just searching for ancient scripts in general, like, something that is different, that is not generally used, and something that I can use
Hmm.
as well. And then when this Vatteluthu came in, there I saw that they were actually using five different types of writings, like in based on the landscapes. And then I had five scrolls in my mind, and somehow I realized, okay, I can just blend it together and we'll get a good result out of it. And then the puzzles part, writing the puzzles part took some time because it had to match with the theme and it had to look like a puzzle. That really took some time, more than 2-3 weeks at least, for that puzzle
Oh.
part alone. But my research was fairly simple. It took very less, like 2-3 days to zero in on the language and stuff. But executing it was kind of a lengthy affair comparatively.
And we don't really look into the text of all the five scrolls. We only look into the text of two. And I found that very interesting. Is it going to unravel in the later parts?
So, I mean, at least for the first three, which Ilangovan basically has by the point that we come to his point of view, I did not talk about the puzzles in general because, I mean, he knows what it is. So it's moot at this point to actually tell the reader that this was the puzzle and this was the answer again. Like,
That's
you're
also
just
correct. Yeah.
yeah, so in that way, I did not even think of using the puzzles over there because I was like, anyways, he knows the answer. He has decoded it already. Why to bring in an extra layer of complexity into play? So I just told what he had found out right away.
Okay.
And for the last three, I think three or four, I think, we have a proper puzzle. And the very last one, I had almost kept it open ended, kind of like that will come into play later in the next book.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
And the one that has been left open ended, we look at the element towards the end of what happens after the big fight, and
Mm.
that's not actually decoded. I felt that that was already given as a hint by somebody else, uh, and that's how it became so easier to decode. That
Yeah.
is also very nicely done. So how did you think about placing it in a conversational manner, and then it becoming a huge part later on?
So that is something that I generally plan ahead while writing. So because I know the plot in my mind, I know what's gonna come next.
Hmm.
So every dialogue I write or every portion that I write, I try to seed whatever I can into the mix. Basically, for example, this might become a spoiler. So, but the uh, the fate of some important character towards the end that I had hinted in the first few pages also, and then the community coming together to help,
That is also
that I
yeah.
had seeded again, and then the clash between the hero and the villain, that was also seeded, if you remember, and then the flower was seeded. So I know what are the important aspects that are going to come into play. So every dialogue I write, sometimes in the first draft, or rather most times in the first draft only, I try to see it wherever I can, and
Okay.
then of course during the editing, I add more basically to see whatever I can put in. But yeah, seeding is very important to me in a way that otherwise it becomes a generic writing. Like, it doesn't hold weight. Like, if someone does something, it has to hold some weight,
Hmm.
is what I believe. So that's something I try in almost all my manuscripts, that something seeded will happen later.
I also want to, it's a follow-up question since we are talking about the scrolls and the text contained in the scrolls, the text and the symbols. And you have also talked about the Archaeological Survey of India.
Yes.
So, did you actually speak to somebody from the Archaeological Survey? or was it
Not
pure? Yeah.
No, no, not exactly archaeological survey, but there is a friend of mine. She is my beta reader as well, actually. So she's into all the. I mean, she's into temples, heritage, that angle basically. And she has visited Archaeological Survey of India personally for decoding and stuff. So
Okay.
it was her lived-in experience that helped me actually.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. So, I mean, I had an idea because my mom also worked in the government. So, based on that, on
Okay.
her office, I devised this and then I showed her. And she was like, "You have captured almost how it looks like. It generally looks like this because I have been there and stuff." And then,
Okay.
of course, the few extrapolations that we have to make, like, just add here and there, kind of. But yeah, it's more or less similar and it exists the same way. I know that because of my friend.
Okay. Oh, great. So yeah, it helps to know have connections in the right field.
Yeah. No, I do thorough work about all these things. Before, at least during the editing part, I do. I mean, first draft, you never do anything. It's just the plot that you concentrate. But during the editing process, I do. Not just for this, even for my next book in this series, which is set in Mumbai, actually.
But yes, I'm very, very excited about it.
So I sent it to my friend who was born and brought up in Mumbai, like a proper
Oh,
Mumbaiker,
okay. Hmm.
because I know I will make mistakes about Mumbai, basically,
Hmm.
about describing the city and stuff. So now she's reading it and telling me where it is. I mean, of course, I have made a lot of mistakes in the first draft, so she's helping me correct it as well right now. Yeah.
Okay. Also, tell us about the text that you used in the scrolls. Were you aware of the language, or did you familiarize yourself with the language that has been used in it? Because it's not completely Tamil,
Yes.
isn't it? Yeah.
No, it is. So the language is Tamil in a way. I mean, I don't know the script for sure,
Hmm.
but the explanation of things is still Tamil, like understandable Tamil.
Hmm.
But the language that is being used is a transliterated version, right? So that is something that I came up with, which I don't know. I mean, if it works the exact same way in Tamil, but at least the essence of it is same in Tamil,
Okay.
basically.
Okay. Okay. So, is it a language that you made up, or does it exist, or is it your understanding or derivation of what the message in the scroll would be like?
So the message I mean, none of the message exists. Of course, all the messages are made up, but the language in itself exists, and it follows whatever grammar conventions that I had explained in the book as well. The
Hmm.
only difference being all of those are Tamil grammars and unique to Tamil basically.
Okay.
So that extrapolation to English is something that I made up completely. So in a way the language doesn't exist, and in a way it does exist as well.
Lovely. Thank you. You've been so patient in answering the questions I am coming up with on the spot also. And now I want to come to the characters because I found them a really, unique mix, and they
Mhm.
were interesting to read about together. So my
Mhm.
next question to you is related to that. Adir is so different from the supporting characters around him. We have Surekha, then we have Naren, then we have the professor who's like a completely different and very ambitious person. So, how did you come up with each of them, and what did you intend that they represent in contrast to Kadir's personality?
Okay, so Kadir, I decided. So Kadir is basically our Peter Parker, to be very honest. The only difference being Peter Parker gets his powers and changes overnight. Kadir
Hmm.
doesn't do that. That's the difference I realized I should do. Like, if you remember the very first Spider-Man, the very few initial scenes will show Peter Parker being awkward
Hmm.
all around. So that is the vibe I gave Kadir, and I intended to keep it through the book basically because no one changes overnight. That's my point behind it. And now, if someone who is awkward, someone who's an introvert, someone who's a shy, uh, uh, I mean, someone who's like that, if he is the protagonist, the story cannot move forward if he stays true to his character. So
Hmm.
I need a foil to him, basically,
Hmm.
who actually propels the story and takes the story ahead. And there comes Sureka then, because she's an exact opposite, who has the means to take the story ahead, and she takes it ahead completely till the end, basically.
Hmm.
And then coming to the character of Naren, basically, I wanted him to be similar to Kadir in most ways,
Hmm.
basically.
Hmm.
Uh, but there must be a thin line between them, which basically makes them good or bad. That thin line of. So the feedback that I have received from many was that they rooted for Naren in the end. Like yeah, and that was what I was going for, and I was very happy when people told me that actually, because he is a hero in his own right. Just a character comes into his life and it changes, and I explicitly do that, like mention it also in the epilogue, that if there was not this event, then maybe our lives would have been different. Kadir himself,
Think about it.
introspects,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. And for Ilangovan, I wanted to do something in a way that he should not have powers. He should
Hmm.
be a mundane guy, but he should still be menacing. And
Hmm.
I mean, especially there are a few dialogues which I don't want to spoil, but those dialogues towards the end where he goes to the hostel and searches and stuff, when he speaks to Kadir, those were something. I mean, of course, there are lots of villains like that. I'm not saying I did something unique, but uh, the he should be menacing with his words. He should be manipulative. He should convince people, but physically he can't do anything. That
Hmm.
thought behind it, and that's how he comes into the picture, and that's how this entire core group was formed.
Okay, so now I want to talk about how each character made me think of another popular fictional character from your book. Uh, Kadir, of course, you are saying Peter Parker, but it immediately made me think of Harry Potter because he's also like that. I
Yeah,
mean, he's
kind
an
of.
introverted guy. Responsibilities kind of, thought upon him. He has not asked for it. Like,
Yes.
it is interested upon him. कि मुझे तो किसी ने बोला नहीं, I am not prepared for this.
Yeah, yeah. The
And
chosen
also,
one, the boy who lived, who lived all those things. Yeah.
yeah, and he's also initially this awkward young boy
Yeah.
who becomes a hero as he grows. It's a
Correct.
gradual process. So that was the one parallel I could draw from the main character with another popular fictional character. Now I want to talk about Surekha. First, I want to understand if what I'm thinking is true. But was the inspiration behind her Hermione Granger? Because I was constantly
Okay.
thinking of.
No, I mean, at least from my mind, it wasn't that. So, like I said, the only thought was to make contrast her as much as possible from Kadir, and maybe J.K. Rowling did that as well with Harry Potter and Hermione. So probably those two characters came across in a
Because
similar way.
Hermione also kind of she forces herself upon the other two.
Exactly.
She's like,
Now
you
that you
don't want
no, now that you pointed out, I mean the similarities are running on my mind as well. Now that you told me,
Yeah, they were so reluctant. The boys were very
uh,
reluctant to, befriend her. But she's like, no, no, I am going to be a part of this group. Come what may.
the only thought behind Sureka was that she should be completely pulled apart from Kadir, and of course, again the other point is she should be intelligent because she's gonna run the show, and
That's a
again it matches with Hermione, like you said.
exactly. Because she's
Yeah,
the one that's, giving all the background of whatever is happening during the entire 7 books of Harry Potter. And here also, she's the one who is, putting it all together for Kadir to understand better what is going on with him. So
yeah.
I thought of that particular popular fictional character when it came to Sureka. Now let's come to Naren. Naren's character somehow made me think a lot about Loki because he is also
Oh,
misunderstood. He also has similar powers like Thor. He's also, using them
Ha.
in a way that are not really, noble. While Thor, the other brother
Hmm.
kind of person, he's using it in a noble way. He knows how to use them. But Thor is also like inertly, he's not that bad guy. He's just
Hmm.
become this person, and that's what happens with Naren also. I felt these two parallels were also running. Was that a thought in your head also?
No, actually, again, this was I was trying to make him similar to Kadir. Like, I mean,
Hmm.
of course, the parallels match, but if you think about it, Kadir knows this thing called Kuttu Varisai, and he knows boxing.
Yeah,
He loses his dad. He loses his dad.
yeah.
He
Again,
gets
same thing with Thor and
exactly.
also.
So, like I told you, it's basically same guys, just a thin line between them. So again, the seeding that I did, if you, I mean, this is not even a spoiler. In the during Naren's intro, Kadir actually thinks that maybe if he had received my powers, the world would have been a better place. But in the end, he will receive his powers, but the world was not a better place. So that's the seeding that I had done there as well, like basically.
Yeah.
So
Yo, okay. So, see, as a reader, I'm just drawing parallels, and you didn't even have it in mind. That's just. And now coming to the professor's character, I am not sure if you follow Stranger Things, but that character made me think of Papa from Stranger Things because he's also the one who is doing experiments with these kids against,
okay.
yeah, he's trying to give them superpowers by,
Oh,
doing various experiments.
okay. I haven't watched Stranger Things, but yeah, this is such a good parallel though.
Now you have to. I've given you the Easter egg where right point where you you would be interested
I
now.
should, I
So yeah, these are the parallels that I was able to draw between the characters and the characters you have written and the characters that already exist in the fictional world. And yeah, I think that brings me to the end of my questions. Thank you for answering them so nicely and so patiently, and also bearing with me as I gushed over the fictional characters, other fictional characters.
No, no, most of them are familiar to me as well, except the Stranger Things one, but so I'm just happy.
Okay, so now the floor is yours. You have also read my book. Take it ahead.
Yes. Yeah. So I want to read a few excerpts from your book as well. So
I
give me a
am
sec.
going to show everyone the cover. So this is the book that Nikhil has read, and he's going to kindly read out from it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anali. I mean, first let me talk about the book and then go on like my opinions about the book before jumping in. Uh, the first thing is, I mean, for me, ratings never go in points or 3 stars or something. It's either 1 star or 5 star. I loved it or I hated it. That's how I generally learn.
Wow.
I mean, I loved it so much. Like,
Thank you.
uh, I'll tell you why also because one, it was rooted and relatable. I mean, some was specific to women, but most of it was relatable to me because I have a wife who does all those things. I could, yeah. So it was relatable to me. And then I mean, the humor, it landed every time. Like
Thank
I have read some books where they cannot, I mean, they try, but right? Like the first one lands, the next few do not land. Like every page, humor landing is something very difficult because I have tried humor and even I couldn't read it back. So I just scrapped that script altogether, manuscript. So I know how hard it is to do humor and I mean landing it or hitting it out of the park every time is a very huge thing, which I really love.
you. So glad.
Yeah, and of course, I mean most of the struggles were relatable, and I could place my. For example, there is one about books. I remember, like if I would really love a bestseller or something like that. I remember that. And it is so relatable that, I have this problem of not able to DNF a book. And once I start reading, lament a lot, but still finish the book.
Yeah.
And then reading that particular passage. really took it home for me. And then, of course, there are lots. I can't remember at the top of my mind, but there are lots I enjoyed.
Very happy to hear that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So yeah, and I would still want everyone to read this book. It's a very light read that you can probably, if you are a fast reader like me, you can finish it in an hour or couple. And if you are a slow a slow reader, maybe you can do half a day. But it is really good, and anyone who's watching should read it. And
Talking
it has
about
these beautiful illustrations.
yeah,
And
comfortable.
yeah, I saw your note about the AI thing, and I know how hard it is to use AI and get the right picture that you want, because
Thank it
I have
is.
tried making some pics for around my books as well, like for promotional material, and it never lands for me. I've never done that correctly, and doing that continuously for so many pages, I know how much effort it takes. And I mean, of course, you can't compare it to a human artist, but what you did is the effort at least is similar, I would say, because prompt engineering is a whole thing
Yeah,
that requires a complete dedication, and you need so much time to do that. And yeah, I really love the illustrations, the way
thank you.
they have
Very
come
happy.
up. Yeah. Of course, my Kindle is black and white, so I was reading in black and white. I will still try to do something, like probably check it out in my mobile for the colored version as well. Because when you showed the cover over here, the colored version looks so good, and then I look at my Kindle and I'm like, oh God,
This
what
is
did I read? Exactly. It's like watching a movie that just released, but in black and white. Yeah, right. So it is so hard, but yeah. So I will try to read a few excerpts that I actually loved. So one is this. I know you can't see the illustration. It
Tell me the
comes
alphabet.
in yum yum. It comes in yum.
Hmm.
Uh, it's about my mistake not getting pointed out. Basically,
Oh
page
yes,
number 81.
yes, found it. Yes, this one.
Yes,
Yes, you
this
should
is
read.
the
I'll
one.
show it to
Yes,
everyone.
this is the one. So my mistakes not getting pointed out or being overlooked before I rectify them. Yep, talking about that embarrassing typo that somehow misses all editing and proofing. I totally relate to it. I totally relate to it in a way that I mean, I'll read the speech bubble also. It is actually good. Oh, how and why I did say RIGHT right instead of WRITE right here. Hope she doesn't realize the mix up. Let me quickly edit it before she reaches that part. I need to tell you how many times I have done, editing something because of a typo. Like, so this was so relatable. And I forgot to mention this. Now I realize the text below the
The
comic,
caption.
na,
Yeah.
that is the icing on the cake, basically. So this is the real test of my reflexes. Their reading speed versus my editing speed. That is really good. Like you know, when someone actually opens and keeps your message, and then you have to edit it before they read.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was very good. This one again, another page
Hmm.
84.
Hmm.
Me
Yes.
time not getting lost in daily hustles. Oh, I wish this happens really. I have to read a book, but I'm not able to do because of all the commitments I
Yeah.
have, and I can totally relate to this
It gets
basically.
in the way.
I don't, yeah, I don't even remember the last time I read a book without worrying about work, remembering some unforgotten errand or housework. I really need to spend some time at that park I love. Maybe I'll just go tomorrow without planning anything or thinking about what's on my agenda. Stressing over my stress free time. That's the caption.
Exactly. This is what happens when your mind is like in 10 different
Yeah.
directions.
And then I remember one in K as well. I'm gonna go back to K.
Okay. Yeah, this is the one you are talking about, the bestsellers one.
Yeah, that is the first one in K, I think,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Kicking off a new book or show after the previous one took forever to get through. Should I trust these so-called bestsellers? Picking up the next book to read is becoming a task. The last bestseller turned out so blah. Maybe I'll go with my gut feeling this time rather than someone's recommendation. Let's go with this one. The best part for me already is that it's so much thinner than the last one. This is again very relatable in a way that, when I see books now with over 350 pages, I'm like, oh God, I have to read 350 now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't commit to so much. Sorry.
I know you have to, so you can't. But yeah, that's it. Buying books and pretending I'll read them all this weekend.
Yeah.
So
That's I think
you
something
should see
that is
my
relatable for
pile.
all book lovers. Buying books and thinking that we are going to read them.
Yes, never happens. So what happened is I tend to pick up my books from my so I keep it near my bed and then I pick it up from there. So my headrest basically has like 8 or 9 books now. I just keep stacking up. I mean, apart from the bookshelf, I'm saying.
Pile is
Uh,
not becoming a tower, right?
Yes, it's a tower here behind me. So I realized that, I mean, the initial thought was that if your eyes see it, you just pick it up. That was the thought. Doesn't happen. And more or less, I'm reading in Kindles now than books
Yeah,
suddenly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Soon
So
soon
let's
the
move
tower
on.
is going to take over your bed also.
Yeah, that is what is happening. Like that's why I switched to Kindle. I'm like, I'm not buying physical books anymore for now.
Yeah, that's I also think that's the best thing that has happened to me over the past few
Yeah.
years. I've switched to Kindle and I'm at least guilt free of spending so much on books, physical books.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have the visual proof that you have spent money.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure you also have a few questions for me now.
Yes. So, I mean, this is something that I thought of like while I was reading. You are writing a book about yourself here. Like, you are not even almost, you are the main character here. So, how hard are, there are some things that you don't want to reveal about yourself, but there are things that you want to reveal as well intentionally. So how hard was it to balance and make sure that you're not giving away one too many details that you don't want to actually? And
Yeah.
yeah,
That was a difficult bridge to cross. To be honest, it was quite challenging because while reading, I can explain to you in terms that you will understand related to your book also. So we can talk about the characters from your book. Okay. So I
uh-huh.
also a bit like Adit. I was keeping to myself, introverted person, staying in the shadow,
Uh-huh.
like a wallflower. At most parties. Unless somebody, really, really tries hard to break the shackles, I will not, open myself up to anyone. And so that gradual change happened with my growth as a person, my growth as I'm aging and becoming a middle-aged woman now. So that has happened. Now I don't care. Now I'm like, हाँ ठीक है मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है, I will do. The world will adjust. Why do I care? I'm not going to be accommodating all my life like this. I mean, I
No,
can't.
I mean, this was something I did not expect at all. This was not the answer that I mean, I had 1,000 possibilities, but this was the 1,001th answer.
So, yeah, uh, actually, the book became possible because I have changed as a person also,
Mm.
and I am more uh, confident in putting myself out there. I really don't care about what people perceive me of me through my books. There was an
Mm.
initial hesitation. I will tell you about the first rom-com that I wrote. I was so hesitant about putting intimacy scenes into the rom-com. I was like, what if somebody who knows me reads this? Oh my God, they are going to think this is what my sex life is like. They are going to
No,
think that
that feeling is real.
this is what I do in my regular life, like, and some sex maniac or something. I was very hesitant about writing such scenes. Then I realized if I'm not putting those, I'm not doing justification to my character's growth,
True,
and
true.
also not being true to my audience who have invested their time and money and effort into a book which promises to be a rom-com and doesn't then show uh, actual
Intimacy.
intimacy or coming close of the characters. There is, of course, closed door romances are also a thing. You don't necessarily have to do that, but there has to be touching of hands, or a gentle, like
Yeah,
tucking a hairstrand behind the girl's ears. Those kind of gestures also have to be
true, true.
mentioned to show intimacy. So I was very hesitant to put those little things also. But then I
Okay.
realized, yeah, then I realized I cannot possibly write about the characters' growth and their journey together if I'm emitting away those things.
No, true.
So I think that made me more confident. Once I wrote the rom com, which had, certain things that I was hesitant to write about, I became more confident in writing content about myself also. I was like, if the characters are becoming bolder in my writing,
Hmm.
why can't I myself become bolder in the writing that I do? It's not necessary that, people are going to know the entire bit of my life. I'm not showing my everyday life to them. I'm showing just some bits of my
Okay.
personality. So it's okay. I can take that risk. And and also the journey of this book has been such. The idea of this book actually came to me in 2020. I was a different person
Hmm.
back then. Maybe if I had put out the book in 2020, it wouldn't have been so, candid.
Hmm,
It would
hmm,
have been
hmm.
different. I might have held myself back from expressing myself so openly. But in the 5 years
Hmm.
that it took for me to build up the confidence to put out the book, I changed even further as a person. So
Hmm.
the little bit of hesitation that was there 5 years ago, even that was out. I just stopped thinking about what people would think, and instead I started thinking of uh, this would be a way to tell people what I am when I'm not able to tell them verbally in person. I would say, go read the book to understand me better so that you don't behave like the people in this book who are irritating me. So,
So,
yeah.
it is quite a, I mean, it's enlightening for me to think about my aging now, how I'm going to change now. Especially, 2020 and 2025, in your mind, it doesn't feel so apart, but in actuality, it is actually quite apart, that it's,
Yeah, you change as a person, and in between those 5 years, I have put out 6, 7 other books. So you see my change as a writer
yeah,
also. My growth as a
yeah,
writer also is visible in the writing that I see. If
yeah,
this
yeah,
book had come out in 2020, this would have been my fourth or fifth book. Now it has become my 11th book. So that growth is
that
also like tangible.
true, true. So yeah, I have one more to. I mean, it's related to this kind of.
Hmm.
So yeah, you have written fiction as well as a semi-autobiography. I would say not a complete one, but a semi. So I know that the prep has to be different for each. Like you must have a prep. For fiction, you think differently. For this, you have to think differently. For fiction, your imagination can be unbound. Like
Yeah.
there is no chain there. This is you putting yourself out there, so there has to be a chain. There has to be an image to maintain as well. So, what is the prep behind this and this, and how do you approach this and this basically?
I feel since I have written only one nonfiction, but I do write nonfiction a lot. I mean, personal essays and my experiences and my
Mhm.
understanding of the world on my blog. So I have a little experience in writing nonfiction on my blog, but I don't have any experience. I have very limited experience of doing
Mhm.
nonfiction in books. From that little experience, what I can say is this actually uh, made me write more openly, more freely. Because I was only thinking about myself. I don't have to focus on what that character is going to behave like in a particular situation. That makes
Okay.
you that makes you bounded, right? For instance, when you are writing about Kadir or Sureka or Naren, you have to think how they would behave differently in different situations. I don't have to think about that because I know myself, and there's a little bit less of a risk with it going wrong. because
Mm,
your story is not character driven based on what you are writing about yourself.
mm.
Whereas in fiction, you have to focus on every action that the character puts in, how it is going to affect the later chapters, how it is going to affect their character growth in the coming
Mm.
passage or coming events in the book. So a lot of thought has to go behind it. I think
Yes.
there is more freedom when you are just writing about yourself, and there
Ah.
is only one character. That's you. Or in my case, there
You
are
have
some
a
other
side
supporting
characters.
characters also, like my family and my husband. But then,
Yeah.
yeah, you can take that risk because you know those people. You know those people better than you know your characters most of the times. Sometimes the characters become your best friends. That's a different story. But,
Mhm.
but yeah, that's a gradual
No,
process.
but yeah.
Yeah, that's a gradual process. When you're writing nonfiction, you already know the people who are you are going to write about.
Okay. In a way, that is actually scaring me because I mean, at least my thought process is exact opposite. In fiction, if I'm a Kadir or an Naren, I can make them do whatever I want them. Like, I can make them evil. But when I'm writing about me, I cannot make myself evil because my thought never goes to that. So, for me, writing about me might become a shackle than writing about a fictional character. So, it's interesting to see your point of view on it.
I think that is connected to the previous question and the answer that I gave. You become,
Hmm.
you stop caring about how the world will perceive you. So I think
No,
that also comes as part of the growth as a writer or whatever
yes.
profession that you are in.
No, it's not about the world perceiving you. For example, my internal values might align with something.
Hmm.
The character might, some random character
So there
can
you
do whatever he wants.
yes.
So the possibilities become endless when
One
I pick up a
factor
pen, is what
you
I'm
have to
trying to
focus on. Yes, the morality and the value factors.
Exactly, exactly. I have had this problem actually, even while playing video games for that matter, there are some choice based video games where you can either become the good guy or the bad guy.
Hmm.
I I can never become the bad guy without it takes a toll mentally for me when I try to role play as the bad guy or something. I've had discussions with ChatGPT and stuff, as to why I can't do that, and I have explored that angle as well. But yeah, so I mean, it's interesting to see your point of view on it. That you
Hmm.
find it freeing to write about you, but comparatively constrained. For me, I mean, there is no right way. For me, it's like a new thing that I'm hearing is what I'm trying to say.
I guess it is also to do with the fact that when I do non-fiction, it is only generally about myself. I think if it is non-fiction that I do about somebody else, I would again then
Ah,
be restricted because the non-fiction is a very broad genre, right? You are just
correct, correct.
not just about personal narrative.
Yes.
There are other forms of non-fiction also, which I'm yet to explore as a writer. So maybe that will show me another side of fiction versus non-fiction writing. Maybe as
Hmm.
and when I explore
Hmm,
it.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I think we are done with the long form questions we had for each other. Now we move on to the fun part, which is the rapid fire round. Okay, so
Yes.
how we'll do this, Nikhil, is we'll do back and forth. One question I ask, one question you ask. Okay?
Yes.
Can I
Done.
start? Okay. My first question to you is the setting of your book, Katur. Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Katur, actually,
Katur.
it's okay.
Yeah. If Katur had a tagline on a tourism poster, what would it be?
Ah, ah, come for the scenery, stay for the powers.
I had a similar thought, so similar. I was like, come for the scenery, stay for the shadows.
It's basically the same. What do you and I said?
Okay, your turn.
So, I mean, this is a fun question. So, what do you prefer, your jeans fitting or your ice cream not melting?
Oh my God. Since fitness has always been a struggle, lifetime struggle with body image issues, I think jeans fitting would be a bigger win.
I get it. Even I feel the same way. So, yeah.
Especially an old piece of clothing comes in your hand and
Ah,
it fits, and you're like, wow,
suddenly
at the
it
same
came.
size. Wow. So yeah, that joy is unparalleled.
True, true.
Okay, my next question to you. I loved framing this question. So
Okay.
I'm excited to ask you. Top three gossip headlines in WhatsApp groups if the scenario in Kattur happened now instead of in the 90s.
Okay. One will be about the students missing. Are they eloping together? That will be the first question. Now we have diversity. So
Hmm.
even if two same gender folks run off, that's
Yeah,
also acceptable. So you have your first gossip there.
yes.
Second one, let's say about um, Ilangovan, the HOD or a secret mastermind.
Hmm.
So that will, I mean, after the climax probably, but still.
Thinking it could also be educator or demon.
Huh. In any way, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, basically that is one.
yeah.
Third should obviously be about Nerdlord Viren.
Hmm.
So yeah, it has to be. That has to be the headline. So demon or entity. That's the
Hmm.
title for him that they wanted.
Again, two sides of a coin. I have
Yeah.
exactly used that phrase in my review also. Two sides of the same coin.
Yeah. That was,
Okay.
that was something that I really loved to write it, because it basically says the parallel between the two characters, which we were talking all along. Yeah.
Again, I'm just thinking back to the movie. Minnal Murli, same thing.
Yeah, it's a trope. That's it.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Uh,
yeah.
your turn, I think.
Yeah. If you enter the Shadowbound universe, how would the plot change?
How would the plot change? I would probably I would be the one stealing food from people's houses, like one homemade food item from every household.
So, Ilangovan will be blamed for stealing food as well then now.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So see, as long as it saves me from cooking, I will do anything to have good food.
No, no, that struggle is real. I agree.
Okay, my next question. Another one that I enjoyed framing. So, pick a snack or beverage that you would share with Kadir, Surekha, Naren, and the professor from the following. And you have to state your reasons. There are four food items or beverage items that I'm going to say, and you have to pick which character you will have it with. Okay?
Okay.
You also have to state your reason.
Yes.
First food item is idli.
Italy. I think our guy Kadir eats that a lot in the narrative. So I'll have it with him because he seems to be loving it.
Yeah. And mind you, all the four food items are specifically mentioned multiple times in your book. That's why I've picked them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. And the second food item is jangiri. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Is
Correct.
it?
You're right. You're right. You're right. It's janggery. Janggery, sweet, sweet. I think Sureka's sweet. So probably I would have it with him.
Hmm. Next one is filter coffee.
Coffee. I'm not a coffee guy, but I think Ilangovan might be a coffee guy with all the brain work that he's doing. So yeah, I'll have it with him.
Yeah. Sleepless nights also. Yes.
Yes.
And the last one, tea. We only have one character now, so.
So
Naren.
Nare.
But you have to tell
But
us
he
why.
needs it. But he needs it. He has to get up early in the morning and box, right? He needs some energy, right? So
Yes.
yeah.
Nice. Okay. Your turn.
Okay. So everyone asks about the best compliment. So I'm gonna ask you what was the worst compliment you ever received for your book?
So, this particular book, let's focus on that.
Any worst compliment that you have ever received?
Okay. It's a recent one, so I'm going to focus on that because I have got some sort of criticism with every piece of writing that I have put out. But this is a recent one. So for Fit Melt, all around there has been a lot of praise related to the illustrations,
Hmm.
and I mean you understand the kind of time and effort that has gone behind
Yeah, yeah.
And I have been very, very candid about it. I have put it in the disclaimer itself, right in at the beginning of the book, that I have used AI in this. That I don't want to, uh,
Mhm.
give out an impression that this is an something that I want to hide. I want to be
Hmm.
open about it, and also maybe it will help other writers to embrace AI in a positive manner, and there will be
Correct.
acceptance in the readers also. Probably that was also the thought behind it. We need to be open about the acceptance and the usage of AI. So
True,
that
true,
is the
true.
thought. And despite that, there has been one review on Amazon. I have not been able to figure out who the review is from, because that person has been spineless enough to put it as an anonymous review. If you had such
Mhm.
a, I have, my biggest problem is that if you have a gripe with the content of the book, why not just share it with your name? You are doing it anonymously. That is
Yeah.
one of the biggest spineless things you can do. You are trying to hide. And the review, I mean, I'm not that bothered about the 1 star or the person not liking the book. The content of the review is what makes me sad in a way. And it
Yeah.
made me angry earlier when I first read it, but now I'm just sad about it because they have put out the review saying that it's a poetry book,
Oh
which
God.
means
Okay.
the person has not even read the book and put the 1 star rating. And they have gone on to mention that the use of the illustrations makes the poems less readable and jarring. And I'm like, the illustrations are not even about any poem. First of
It's
all, this
not.
is not a poetry book at all.
Yeah.
So you have not bothered to read the book at all, and then you are dissing the use of the AI also. So that's one thing that I remember it because it's a recent thing that happened. It's the
Mm-hmm.
top of my head. So it's just somebody, I think, bothered about the fact that I didn't use a human to create the illustrations.
No. Like you said, people have to be open about embracing AI. I mean, of course, you can draw lines, but those are all internal lines that you draw for yourself. You should not push those lines onto others. Is my belief, basically.
Yeah,
and and uh, and I don't see the problem. Like, as long as the story is original and the writing is original, it doesn't matter if a comma or a dot is changed by an AI, or an illustration is done by an AI, or I mean, it shouldn't matter. That's my view again. But yeah, it shouldn't matter as long as you know that the work is original and not created by an AI. But yeah, there are people out there who think or who alienate AI, yeah, for no reason. But they'll come around when people start coming around AI, like how Dhobis lost their jobs when washing machine came.
yeah,
Uh, that time they would have revolted, but now washing machines are a thing in everyone's household. That's how
exactly.
AI will go, I think.
Exactly. It will take time. We'll get there, but it's just sad to see somebody dissing it without even giving it a chance.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, that is bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, my next question to you is, let's bring the mood back to cheerful now. Okay, next question. If Kadur could clear his name with one Fitmel type illustration, what would it depict?
With if Kadiru clear his name.
Clear his name with one illustration from the book kind of
Okay.
situation. Okay, what would the illustration depict?
Hmm. Probably him with the goddess pleading basically to clear his name.
So the first scene where he goes into the temple.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, nice. Your turn.
Yeah. So your favorite real life trope. You have written so much of your real life in it. So your favorite real life trope.
I think it's always the meet cute between two people meeting for the first time. That's always going to be my favorite trope. How they meet for the first time, how it unfolds. It's always a cute moment, I feel.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay, my last question to you is, if one major twist in Shadowbound was replaced with a wholesomely funny moment, like from Fitmelt, what would it be?
let me let me tell you and laugh. Ultimately, once Ilangovan gets hold of all the four scrolls, he finds it to be a joke in the end.
be so fitting, and probably the last one would say, "You got what you deserved, you ass."
Yeah.
I love this. Okay, your turn.
Yeah. So this is again a fun one for you. What do you prefer? Starring in a rom-com with your husband or a crime thriller with the rest of the Fab Four?
Oh my God! No, we can't. This is very bad. Okay, I'm going to choose the latter one because I'm already living the rom-com. So,
Ah, good one.
the other one I have yet to experience. And it would be fun because all four of us, especially Siddhant and I, we are such fans of the crime thriller genre. I think we would love cracking a case.
I mean, who said you would crack the case? You are in the crime thriller, right?
No, but okay, maybe one of us is the culprit and the other three are trying to find out who the culprit is.
Okay, I'm not saying this. It's Manali, guys, if you are watching. So if you ever feel like a culprit, it's her fault.
I think the other four panelists are not here, so I'm safe at the moment. Maybe Nilshri is
But they
here,
will
but
watch.
yeah.
They will watch.
So yeah, this was a lot of fun, and I think we will move on to the next segment now, the last segment, where we are going to play a fun game. This is my favorite segment because we are going to play a bingo game with you where the bingo is designed around the nuggets from Fitmelt itself, and I will ask you a bunch of questions, and you have to answer in yes or no. They are the activities, whether you have done them or experienced them
Ah,
recently. Okay.
yes.
Okay. The first one, I'm just quickly going to show it to everyone. This is the Fitmelt bingo that we are playing with Nikhil. And now, drum rolls. First one, witnessed a perfect sunset in the last 7 days.
Perfect?
Sunset.
No, not a
No.
perfect sunset. No.
Okay. Next one, own a pair of jeans that fits just right.
Again, no. My genes and my body never go together. Like,
Totally relatable. Yes. Next one, ate ice cream before it melted.
this I can say because I bite and eat ice cream. So yeah,
You don't lick it. Oh,
no,
that's
I bite and eat ice cream. So yeah, this I can say yes.
interesting. Okay, next one. Nailed a witty comeback at the right time.
Yes, I have done that multiple times. Just that I don't remember something right now. But yeah,
Okay. Next one. Went on a peaceful walk alone.
yeah, I do that a lot. I enjoy that time. So yes,
So, next one. Got lost in a great book.
yes. I mean, you give me Harry Potter, I'll not even see you. I'll be like bye. So yeah,
Awesome. Next one. Took a shower without adjusting the knobs in the past week.
yes.
Hmm.
I'm in Chennai. So yes,
Ah,
I can
okay.
afford to take cold baths.
Yes. Okay. True. Okay. Next one. Took up a new hobby or did something creative.
Yes, that too in the past week. You know about it.
Okay.
I have branched out as a podcaster. So yeah,
Okay. Next one. Heard a song you forgot you loved.
yes, I have done that a lot. Yes, you randomly stumble upon it.
Next one. Found an old note or photo.
Photo, yes. Notes, I generally don't write notes. So yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Next one. Spotted a rainbow in the past year.
Yes, I did that when I was walking my dog. So yeah.
Oh, awesome. Next one. Had a random idea that sparked joy.
Yes, most of the things that I write are random ideas. So yes.
Next one. Took yourself on a date or day out.
No, not an entire day. Maybe yes, maybe yes. Last time I went to Delhi, I don't know if that counts, but yeah, I
Yeah,
have done.
it counts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Spending some time by yourself counts as a date.
Yes, yes, then yes, then yes. Yeah.
Okay. Next one. Smelled something baking.
No, poor cook. Never even tried cooking, let alone baking.
No, but maybe you smelled something when you were passing by a bakery or were in a cafe. That must have happened.
That has happened a lot. Yes, I mean the bakeries, yes, of course, but myself, I have not done.
Yeah, myself, me also. Baking is something I cannot do, and I don't want to actually.
You have done a lot in the book, actually, though.
Yeah, that was once. And that also because the bakeries were closed and we were in a lockdown situation. So necessity is the mother of invention. Next one. Had a good hair day in the past 2 weeks.
Yes, except today.
It never behaves when we want it to. Wait, so give it up. Yeah.
No, the thing is, I just went and cut my hair, and I don't know how every day when I cut my hair, it doesn't look good for the next 1 week, and then randomly it becomes better. I don't know.
So, so your body is adjusting to the hair.
Yeah, or maybe my eyes are adjusting to the hair,
Okay.
something of the.
Next one. Pop the bubble wrap.
Yes, I've done.
Awesome. Next one. Ate your comfort food.
Yes, I do that regularly. I mean, I have put on a lot of weight because of that. After
Awesome.
writing, after I started writing, basically.
The writing is a sedentary job. Can understand
Yeah.
it. Next one. Gazed at the moon in silence.
Yeah, I have
Awesome.
done that.
Okay. Now, I am assuming this would be yes, but let's see. Bought something that made you giddy.
Made me
Giddy.
giddy. Yes, like
Book.
anytime I watch, I mean, if I just, I mean, I'm scared of heights. So from my terrace, if I look down, also I'll feel giddy.
Bought something. You bought something that made you giddy.
Bought, okay. No, I don't think so.
No? Books are
No.
also count. Books also count.
Okay. Yeah, maybe giddy, no. Maybe, yeah, happy, yes. But
Okay.
yeah, so basically, I know we keep a lot, but it doesn't make me giddy. Every time I look at those books and say, "Yeah, I'm coming to you one day," so it's more of a
I'm
happy feeling.
crying in a corner. We have become immune to its cries, pleading.
Yeah.
Okay, the last one. Reconnected with an old friend.
Yes, did that recently as well. So yeah.
Okay, lovely. And you have done very well. Congratulations. I think there were only a few no's. So
Yes.
well done. And you are living the fitment life, which I believe is the ideal way of living life. So well
So you need to send me my trophy later.
done. I will. You will get a virtual one. And this has been a lot of fun. I generally ask this question to all my guests, especially ones I had a lot of fun with. So I'm going to ask you before I let you go. When are you coming up with the next book so I can have you again?
So my new book is coming on Feb 14th. It's a romance and a mature romance too. It's not a rom-com, it's a proper contemporary romance.
Romantic drama.
So
Okay.
yeah, so I'm very excited about it as well because it's a completely new genre from what I have written. So yeah, we'll talk. I think you will receive it sooner than others, mostly.
Really looking forward to that. And since I have no plans of putting out a new book, then I'm hoping we can do it with my rom com and your romantic drama.
That I would love to. Yeah. We are doing that for sure.
Yes. Okay. I
Yes.
look forward to hosting you again soonest, probably as soon as February, but let's see. Let's see when the
Yeah.
universe conspires and our timelines align again. And I'm
Yeah.
looking all the best with it. And I'm sure it's going to be as good or even better than this book. Hoping to read it
Thank
soon.
you.
Bye.
Thanks a
Thank
lot,
you for
Manali.
joining me today
Bye
and bye everyone. Thank you for joining us. This
bye.
episode will be available on my Instagram feed and also on my YouTube channel soon. So yeah, thank you everyone. Have a great weekend. Bye,
Thank you,
Nikhil.
guys. Bye bye.